First of all, I offer my humble obeisance to all the assembled devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you for joining. I hope you all had a wonderful Janmashtami festival, and I saw some of the beautiful offerings you wrote for dear Srila Prabhupada on his Vyasa Puja also. Thank you. So like always, first we will chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra and together, and then we will have some discussions and readings and hearing and question answers and everything. Is that okay with everyone? Okay, so then you can all get your Japamala, and then we will start the chanting of one round of Hare Krishna mantra. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Rama Vedani repeats. Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Lakshay, speak up. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Ram 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So, thank you, dear Vaishnavas. I hope you all were able to chant one round together. How do you feel after chanting one round together? Anyone wants to share? Please turn your cameras on. Turning off is an exception, right? Is an exception means that you have certain situation that do not allow you to turn your camera on or something. Really, you have already communicated to me, and but it's not the rule. The rule is to keep it on, and if it is off, you have to have a strong reason and communicate that to me. Okay? Is that fair? Okay. Good. Ashrit, I see you have joined with 2 places. Gauri, Athar, Sampada, Dina Krishna, Jagannath, Ansh, Lakshay, Karina, Abhinayak, Mehul, Rama. Where is your brother? Jashid. Where is your sister? She joining?
Join Prabhuji.
Oh, yes. Now I see. Nishita, thank you. Haley, Sampada, Ovi has joined. Ashrit, wonderful. Navya, did I miss anyone? Vinayak, thank you all for your wonderful, enthusiastic, online Krishna conscious Sangha. So I saw the wonderful letters you have written for Srila Prabhupada on the Vyas Puja, filled with deep gratitude and expressing your heart. That's really, really very, very nice. Thank you. How many of you wrote the letter? Raise your hand. Or any message or any, some of you draw some paintings too. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. And many of you shared, some of you actually, not many of you, a few of you shared that verse. Machchita sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi athachetvam ahankara nashoshasi vidanshasi, right? Okay, raise your hand if you memorize this verse from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, text 58. Raise your hand if you memorized this verse. Okay, a few of you have memorized. Would you like to recite it? Okay, go ahead.
Prabhuji, do I go first or does he go first?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Machita sarva durgani matprasada tarishyasi atachetvam ahankara nashashasi Ananchasi.
Vinanshasi. Very good. Very good. Yes, Lakshay.
Matchitta sarva durgani matprasadatarishyasi ate ate chetvam ahankaran nashoshasi vinashyasi.
Very nice. Very nice. Which verse is this from the Bhagavad Gita? Who knows? Which verse we studied last time primarily? Okay, Vedahi, please tell which is the number.
18.58.
18.58. That's absolutely correct. And who can tell this translation? Paraphrase, not word to word. Paraphrased, that means in your words. You can give a summary. Ashrit?
Yeah, Prabhuji. So like if you remember the Lord, like all of your obstacles, like with His grace, all of your obstacles, you'll like be able to overcome them. But if you like, if due to pride, if you do not like listen to Him, you will perish.
You'll lose. Okay, very nice. That's correct. In our devotional circle, especially when we are talking with Vaishnavas, we address Krishna completely. Generally, because the word Lord could be used with, Lord, oh, he's Lord. In English language and history, you may have heard this word Lord used with common people also, right? Right? You know any names? I remember like this, so many people. Sampath, please tell.
I'm not sure. Maybe Lord Henry.
Lord Henry, Lord McKinley, Lord this, Lord that. So we say completely because Prabhupada wanted us to address the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, specifically not God consciousness, not Lord consciousness, not this conscious. So I understand sometimes we may use the word God, but in talking to general masses. But when we are talking to devotees, we should address Krishna with his sweet name, like Lord Krishna, Bhagavan Krishna, Govinda, Madhusudana, etc. Okay. So, good. If we become Krishna conscious, we will overcome all the obstacles. But if we become self-conscious and work on ahankara, athat chetvam ahankara, na shoshasi vinanshasi, we'll be lost, we'll be deprived. Okay? Yes, Karina, what's on your mind? And Mehul?
Prabhuji, I don't know where exactly, but I know there's some verses in like different scriptures that they just say the word God. So what do they mean by that? If like you say to use the Lord's name, then why do other verses just say God and nothing else?
Which, like in Bhagavad Gita or where?
Like in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, those types of scriptures. Some of them like just say God and nothing else. I don't know exactly, but I know I heard like somewhere.
Yeah. You have to understand the whole context. There would be sometimes the word God, yes. But let's say if you have addressed a few times and then Prabhupada may have used the word God, let's say, like adjective. But if you're starting a conversation and we say God, especially you're meeting a new person, oh, God is great. Well, he could be thinking about God as what he thinks. You see what I'm saying? In his mind or her mind, there could be someone else God. Or if I say, oh, Lord is great, I'm talking to a public and say, oh, Lord is great. They may think of, oh, I'm the Lord, right? Or who is the Lord? My dog is the Lord, or my landlord, right? Right? So it could have multiple meanings. It reminds me of a beautiful story of Sri Prabhupada. Prabhupada was with some so-called devotees. When I say so-called, they were not really Krishna devotees, but they were big scholarly people expressing as if they know a lot of scriptures and this and that. And Prabhupada asked them, hey, who is God? And they said, well, God is great, God is infinite, God is imperceivable. How can we say who is God? And just, it's not a simple answer. It's very comprehensive. It's this and that. And they spent like 10 to 15 minutes and not even getting to the, essence. And then Prabhupada called the little Saraswati, maybe 5-year-old daughter of a devotee, and then asked, Saraswati, who is God? And says, Lord Krishna is God. Krishna is God. And Prabhupada said, she knows more than all of you. Because she knows the essence. We have to become Saragrahi. Saragrahi. What does the word Saragrahi mean? Anyone knows? Sar means essence, right? Graha means seek. We should seek the essence, right? We should seek the essence. We should be essence seeker. Sometimes we maybe not beating around the bush, right? But we should try to understand from every topic, whether it's your school studies or even in spiritual life. Like there could be some details which are not so important or irrelevant sometimes, or not important. But if we get caught up in those details, hey, why did, like some people, like I'll talk about Devaki and Vasudev, why did Krishna not keep, why did Kamsa not keep Devaki and Vasudev in a separate jail? Or why did he, do this? And he, like, asking not so relevant questions, getting caught up in the details is not important. But seeking the essence is what we should aspire for. Okay, so that was 18.58. Some of you have memorized, and I'm sure some of you will do. Please do, okay? When you get 5 minutes, it takes 5 minutes on an average to memorize a verse. How many of you agree with that? The average time required to memorize one verse. Quite a few of you. How many of you say 10 minutes or less? Right? So, okay. Okay, good. Yes, Mehul, yeah, what's on your mind? Yeah.
Prabhuji, I was actually asking yesterday that well, I know we didn't have any class, but like yesterday in the program, I was actually asking that what if you have the homework. So like what if you have so much homework that for instance, like you're I'm now in middle school. Like I just started middle school and it's getting really tough to manage everything. So like how do you manage all that work? Like how do you do that?
Okay, so your homework is getting a little overwhelming. You started your 6th grade. Is that middle school, like the first year of middle school? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and the homework is getting overwhelming. Okay, thank you for first of all expressing that. It can get sometimes overwhelming, the work, the homework. And how many of you face similar situations? Okay, so you see, almost every hand is up. What does that mean? That means that you're not alone, right? So almost everyone is facing that situation, right? So now what to do? What to do? We have to balance it, correct? We have to balance it. And it will always be like that. It's not that as you get, like, it will always, sometimes it could be homework, then you get into higher grades, 10th grade, 11th grade, it will get more. Then college, it's not going to go down, right? And then you go to job, then you'll have work pressures, project deadlines, correct? So there's always that material responsibility. Right now, your responsibility is, as a student, is to study, correct? All of you are studying in schools. So you will have that pressure, right? So what to do? Here are some thoughts, right? And the key word is balance. If I ask you, everyone please type in, honestly, okay? You can just type in, respond to me if you don't want to make it public. How many hours a day, if out of 24 hours, how many hours a day you waste? That means you're doing non-value add work. That means it's not good for your health, it's not good for your bhakti, it's not good for your studies, it's not good for anything, not good for family. It's basically time wasted. How many hours a day? No, sleeping, it will not count. If you extra sleep, right? If you're supposed to sleep, let's say 7, 8 hours, that's fine. If you're sleeping 12 hours, then maybe yes. So honestly, yeah, sleeping extra is bad, right? More than what's required. So how many hours a day, on average, like weekdays, it might be less because you have schools, and on weekends it could be more. So you have to average it out, right? So I will not say who responded what, but most of you said 1, 2, 3, some of 4, right? Average. I know in weekends it's a little more than, right? So let's put 2, 3 hours, right? Is that fair? I mean, how many of you agree with that? That's about 2, 3 hours, right? Right? Mehul, did you respond? When I say respond, you have to type in the answer, right?
Yeah, I already responded.
Responded. Okay, very good. Good. So 2, 3 hours sounds kind of okay to all. 30 minutes to 1 hour. Okay. The response was on the lower side. Some of you did respond 30 minutes, which is good. So let's kind of brainstorm this together. Okay, we'll do a whiteboard. I think this is a very valid question which will help everyone, correct? So some steps to improve our life, right? So one is to cut down on time waste things, activities, whatever. We all know what it means, right? I don't need to elaborate. And all of you already said something, correct? But it's also important to equally become efficient. An activity which can be done in 1 hour, if you are taking 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours to do it, then also you're losing time. See, everyone has 24 hours in the day. No one has 25, no one has 26, or no one has 23 either. So become efficient and effective in productive activities, whether it's studies, whether it's anything, right? Whether you're cleaning your room, whether you are helping your mother, whether you are, anything, right? These are even in the sleep, right? We have to regulate, right? Bhagavad talks a lot about regulation, 6.17 verse, right? So then also one very important thing is take good association. See, you're not the first one entering 6th grade ever. There are a lot of people who have successfully balanced that thing. So we should always seek for good association, right? People have already been through that phase, whether you go in 6th grade or 7th grade or 8th grade, etc., or school, college, then job. There will be challenges, there will be ups and downs. But we can take inspiration from other Vaishnavas, other devotees who are in the higher grades, or and seek how they balance, how they are managing. They're also managing, they're also balancing, correct? So then is regulate activities, eating, sleeping, etc., right? One is you have to regulate everything. Playing outdoors is good. But if you play 4 hours, then it becomes a problem, right? I mean, does that all make sense? Does this all make sense to everyone? What do you all think? More ideas in this regard? Mehul, your hand is up.
I just want to say, Prabhuji, that like, what if you have so much work that you barely get any free time? So when you get free time, you only get like 30 to 1 hour, 30 minutes to 1 hour.
Okay. That means your activity 1 is going fine, that you are not doing time waste activities. Okay, so this is fine, but maybe you need to work on this area and this area. I think you mentioned that you're sleeping 11 hours on weekends, 10, 11 hours. Is that fair?
Like,
What
in
time?
the weekdays, I sleep at 9 to 11 p.m.
On weekdays, you sleep. How many hours that is? Like if you're sleeping at 11, what time you get up? Total hours or amount of hours you're sleeping. Is that
Like,
6
I get up at 6.
and sleep at 11? So that's 7 hours. Okay. That's fine. That is okay. Again, the quality of sleep, if you can make it, the earlier you sleep, early to sleep, early to bed, age-old acronym, but always helps. So rather than whatever activity you are doing, and everything is linked. See, if you eat late, then you'll sleep late. Your food digestion will get late. So eat early, like 6:30, 7. Don't delay beyond that. Before sunrise, if you can eat. Then you'll sleep also early, 9:30, 10. Don't delay beyond 10, I would say. If you sleep at 10, the quality of sleep you get between 10 to 4 is the best. So if you're sleeping at 10, then you can get up at whatever, 5 maybe. And that morning time, if you invest in productive activities, that will be very helpful. That will be very helpful because that's the time of goodness or pure goodness. If you can sleep even like 9 to 4, that's even better, right? If you want 7 hours, you can do 9 to 4 instead of doing 11 to 6. I'm not saying to cut down the time because 7 hours is fine for you as a young person. But instead of those 2 hours in the night, those 2 hours in the morning will be equivalent to 4 hours. Okay. Does that make sense? Try it out. Try it out. There's no harm in trying. Yes, Binayak? You wanted to say something, Binayak? Oh, your hand is up. Okay. So, and this takes time, right? But if you keep trying, you keep working on it, it will help. Okay, so have good association. Focus on areas like where is your time going? How can you regulate more, right? Check with others also. If you are doing one activity in 1 hour, and if others are doing that in 30 minutes, maybe you need to revise your strategy, right? Does it make sense? Maybe you need to take some lessons from them. It's okay, right? It's okay to be humble and ask for help, right? And then you will find a lot of time, okay? Then you'll be able to, within that time, you'll be able to do more in less. Prabhupada said, be lazy intelligent. We should be hardworking, but more than smart working. So we should be lazy intelligent. Lazy intelligent in the sense that wherever, like, not overwork, like basically in minimum effort, get maximum result. Okay. Okay. So without further delay, we will get started. And today's topic is lessons from the life of Vasudev. By the way, who is Vasudev? Can all of you type in the answer? Vinita, what do you think?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, did you say my name?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was going to say he's the father of Lord Krishna.
Yes, wonderful. He is the father of Lord Sri Krishna. So many of you know this story, right? The birth of Lord Sri Krishna. We will just take one or two verses, a few verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 1 today, and try to analyze some of the qualities of Sri Vasudev, who is none other than the Supreme Lord Krishna's father, or one of his father, of course. Nanda Maharaj is also Krishna's father, and Vasudev as well. Okay. So what will we do? Is everyone ready? Okay, to take some life lessons from the life of Sri Vasudev. Shall we go and read that today? Okay, you all know this story. Vasudev and Dash were getting married, complete in the blanks, and her brother Kamsa was driving the chariot, right? And suddenly there was a celestial voice which said, the Dash child of Devaki, your very sister, is going to be the cause of your death, O fool Kamsa. 8th child, very good. And at that very moment, Kamsa decided to who will complete this? To kill Devaki. He grabbed her hair in one hand and took his sword in the other hand and trying to kill. Now, my dear friends, you are Vasudev. You are on that chariot. What will you do? What will you do? Right? Just think about when we get into the Leela, then we will really, what will you do? Your dear friend, your dear brother, sister, father, mother is in danger, and you are Vasudev, like you're not married, so you can't empathize much with your husband or wife, but you can empathize as a brother, as a sister, as a father or mother is in danger by the evil Kamsa. So what will you do? You're saying, stop Kamsa. You're saying, stop Kamsa. Very, very nice. So how will you try to stop Kamsa? That's good. And that was Vasudev's intention also. That's what Vasudev also wanted to do. Now, how will you try to, because Kamsa is very powerful king. At the same time, he is very, very cruel. And okay, so one of you said, by preaching about the immortal soul. Immortal soul. Come on. Everyone has to engage. Otherwise, you will not get this experience. And 20 people can't respond verbally, but I see your responses in the chat. So I'm watching. Okay. So the more you respond, these beautiful answers I'm getting. Use the philosophy to try to change Kamsa's mind. Very good. Basically, philosophy means telling about the body and soul. Hey, that your body is going to die anyways, right? Okay, who can give a verse about body and soul, right? That who will, if you are Vasudev and you are going to tell a verse from the Bhagavad Gita in this connection, what verse will you pick? That body is temporary, my dear Kamsa, and the soul is eternal anyways. So tell something on this regard. There are like at least 10 verses in the Gita. Come on, work with me. Tell one verse. Raise your hand if you're ready to recite that. Avani, go ahead.
I was thinking 2.20 of the Bhagavad Gita. Na
Okay.
jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavitavanam bhuya ajonitya shashrutoyam purano nahanyase hanyamane shariren.
Excellent, excellent. Who will tell the meaning of this verse? One?
Prabhuji, me?
Yeah, go ahead.
The like in BG 2.20, it said that the soul is neither born or it also does not nor dies, and the soul is not like soul is neither born nor dies or will it ever die, because having like existed once, it always ceases to exist. The soul has no birth and it is eternal and ageless. It is not destroyed when this body is destroyed.
Very good.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
I also had another verse in mind.
Okay. Yes,
I
think
had
that's
like two verses, this 2.20 and 2.22.
22. Okay, very good. Some of you are new to this class, like Mehul, and some of you may not know these verses. So I would say then you can go back and read these verses. And then it applies to everyone, those who may know also, right? Because the more we read, the stronger it will go in our heart, right? It's not going to cause any harm. Rather, it will reinforce our learning and our understanding, and it will reinforce, okay? So basically go home and read this verse tomorrow, okay? 2.20, 2.21, 22, a lot of verses in chapter 2. Jayate mriyate vansansi jirnani yatha vihaya, right? Jatasya hi dhruva mrityu dhruva janma mritasya cha. One who is born is sure to die, right? Vansansi jirnani yatha vihaya, right? As the old person gives up the body, we give up the old clothes which are torn and ugly and no good for nothing, we are happy to give them up, right? And similarly, the body has died. So did you all know what Vasudev tried to do? How many of you know this? Yes, Vasudev tried to stop, but how did he try to stop? Come on, type in. And a lot of you know this answer. Type in. Is what he did do first. He did multiple things, but I'm looking for the first thing he tried to do to stop dear Kamsa. By persuading Kamsa, okay, he told some philosophy, okay, telling him to stop, but how? That's what I'm like. The goal is to make him stop, but what kind of how he tried to? By telling philosophy. Yes, that's the correct answer. He tried to first glorify, right? He tried to first glorify, and then we'll read some verses here. So we are in chapter 10. Canto 10, chapter 1. Wanting to pacify. Who will read this? So the context is this picture. Kamsa has caught Devaki's hand. Vasudev is here. Devaki is in great danger. Kamsa is about to chop off her head. It's a very difficult situation. It's a matter of life and death, right? It's a very serious situation, right? Everyone agrees that it's quite a serious situation here, right? And anything wrong Kamsa could potentially kill Devaki. So, Ansh, go ahead, read this. Translation only.
Wanting to pacify Kamsa, who was so cruel and envious that he was shamelessly ready to kill his sister, the great soul Vasudeva, who was the first, who was to be the father of Krishna, spoke to him in the following words.
the great soul, Vasudev. Vasudev is Krishna's father, and Vasudev is Krishna himself. So basically, he spoke. What he spoke, we'll study that and take some lessons. Now, go ahead and read this one. And you can, for those who want to read, keep your hands up. We'll do some more readings today. Yeah, please. Okay. Yeah,
And
be
great
close to the
heroes
microphone.
and great heroes praise your qualities. How could such a qualified person as you kill a woman, your own sister, especially on the occasion of her marriage?
Isn't that amazing? Thank you, Navya. So first he is glorifying, oh, my dear brother, you're the pride of your family. You're the great king of Bhoja dynasty. You're the great hero with so many qualities. Did he really have that? He was the epitome of cruelty, is it not? So it's a great lesson when in extraordinary circumstances, we have to see what is most appropriate. If you say, hey, you are the most cruel, why are you trying to kill your sister? Would it work? Will it help to pacify Kamsa? Not at all, right? So this is a very important lesson. So although that person is doing wrong, but Vasudev is not losing his head, right? Vasudev is also the son of, great Shurasen. He's very brave, but he knows that right now, this is not time to talk with hands. It's time to talk with kind words. Okay, are you getting the lesson? Right, that in extraordinary circumstances, if we lose our head, it will lose, because like he can just in one moment he can just chop off the head if anything wrong he speaks. So he's being very careful. Words have a lot of power, and especially she is your woman, your sister, and that too on her day of auspicious marriage. Very bad. But he's not saying bad, he's saying it doesn't suit you. Oh, Ayati, next. Read
Oh,
it,
great
please.
hero, one who takes birth is sure to die, for death is born with the body. One may die today or after hundreds of years, but death is sure for every living entity.
Excellent. Very, very similar to a beautiful verse of Bhagavad Gita. Jatasya hi dhruva mrityu. Who knows this verse? Who can complete it? Yes, Mishti?
Hare Krishna. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityu dhruvam janmamritasya cha tasmada pariharye arthe natvam sochitam arhasi.
Natvam sochitam. So intelligent people do not, because they have fear of death. And you are a great hero. Why are you worrying about death? It has to come anyways to everyone, right? So like that, the body will go in the 5 elements. He gives lot of verses. About the body and soul. If you want, you can read. Since we have less time, he gives really many, many verses. And then very kind words. Oh, she is your younger sister, right? You were so kind and caring, taking her to her new home as a chariot driver, right? She's like your daughter. Younger sister is like a daughter. You're her elder brother. Please be kind and merciful, right? She deserves your affection, right? So in many, many verses, as we saw, not just one, but was he successful? Thumbs up means yes. Thumbs down means no. Was he successful? There's no middle ground here, Karina. It is yes or no, right? Successful means Kamsa's mind changed or Kamsa's mind did not change. Yes or no? Some of you are saying Kamsa's mind changed, but the answer is no. He was not successful. Right? Kamsa's mind did not change. But great souls teach us many, many things. that sometimes we may not be successful in our first attempt. So we should not lose hope. Let's read this. Jashit. And everyone has to pay attention.
Shuladeva Goswami continued, O best of the Guru dynasty, Kamsa was the fiercely cruel and was actually a follower of the Rakshas. Rakshasas. Therefore, he could be neither pacified nor terrified by the good instructions given by Vasudeva. Vasudeva. He did not care about the results of sinful activities either in this life or in the next.
Very powerful. So he was not pacified. He did not care about the good. So this is the typical quality of demoniac people. They don't care about, I don't care about the karma and all. I don't care about what will happen in this life. They say, oh, if you do wrong things, you'll get bad karma, you'll get bad result. He said, I don't care. Right? If you eat non-veg, if you smoke cigarette, if you be harsh to others, you will face consequences. But he did not care about the results of sinful activities. Very important lesson. Great souls do care about, like all of you. All of you care about the consequences of your actions, right? If you speak something wrong, if you hurt someone, we will get that back, right? Either physically or emotionally or by words or by actions, right? Therefore, we have to be mindful of our activities. But demoniac people, they are not mindful of their activities. They don't care. I don't care, right? Next, Athar, and then Mishti will go next.
When Vasudeva saw that Kamsa was determined to kill his sister Devaki, he thought to himself very deeply, considering the imminent danger of death. He thought of another plan to stop Kamsa.
Wonderful. So plan war, that means kind words, philosophy. So he spoke kind words a lot about, connecting, about family, about dynasty, about qualities. You're great, she's your younger sister, you are like her father, and this and that, and then body, soul, the temporary nature, etc., did not work at all. Why? Why it didn't work? We just read. Navya.
Because he's demonic.
Yeah, and demonic people don't care about all this. To hell with the philosophy, I don't care. I'll do what I want, right? They don't hear good advice, right? Okay. So plan, let's not lose hope. That's a great lesson. Like failure, it's not, Vasudev failed in his first attempt, but he thought of another plan. Let's see. Mishti.
As long as he has intelligence and bodily strength, an intelligent person must try to avoid death. This is the duty of every embodied person. But if death cannot be avoided in spite of one's endeavors, a person facing death commits no offense.
This is a great lesson. Sometimes these days, people can misuse the philosophy and commit bad things like suicide, or, as long as one has intelligence and bodily strength, one must not, bring death to oneself. Are you following it? Oh, body is temporary anyway, so I'm not dying. No, we will not invite death. Oh, come, I will not go and do something to invite death to me, right? So at every cost, yes, body is temporary. That doesn't mean if I get hurt, I'll not go to doctor anyways. If I have to live, I'll live. If I have to die, I'll die anyways. After every body. No, that's inappropriate conclusion from philosophy. So this verse very nicely clarifies. And if someone, misutilizes philosophies and tries to justify suicide and all that, then this is the verse to tell them, right? And if a person is at the verge of death, then he commits no offense. That means even if he speaks a lie, it's not offensive. Or even if he says anything, so somehow, if body is there, then something, So then he thought of a plan. Let's see, what did Vasudev consider? And those who have read can put their hands down. Those who have not read, we want to give them chance. Also, please keep your hands. Yes, Chakrika, go ahead.
Vasudeva considered, by delivering all my sons to Kamsa, who is death personified, I shall save the life of Devaki. Perhaps Kamsa will die before my sons take birth, or since he is already destined to die at the hands of my son, one of my sons may kill him. For the time being, let me promise to hand over my sons so that Kamsa will give up this immediate threat. And if in due course of time Kamsa dies, I shall have nothing to fear.
Did everyone get that? Okay, question. Okay, who will paraphrase this verse? You just heard it, right? You just heard it. Who can tell in your words what's happening here? Karina, go ahead. This is, see, if you don't memorize a verse, that's something you are not doing at home. But if you're not able to paraphrase this, that means you didn't hear it attentively, or you didn't. Well, Chakrika is reading or anyone else is reading, you're also supposed to read and comprehend that, right? That's my expectation. That's why you're in this class. Okay, we'll do one more time. Who wants to read? Okay, and if I ask you to paraphrase, then everyone should be able to paraphrase that. Okay, it's not that hard. You're all very mature and intelligent people. Okay. Okay, Sampada, you go ahead and read this. And
Hare Krishna. Vasudev considered, by delivering all my sons to Kamsa, who is death personified, I shall save the life of Devaki. Perhaps Kamsa will die before my sons take birth, or since he is already destined to die at the hands of my son, one of my sons may kill him. For the time being, let me promise to hand over my sons, so that Kamsa will give up this immediate threat, and if in due course of time Kamsa dies, I shall have nothing to fear.
okay, perfect. Did everyone read and hear this? Now who can comprehend and paraphrase it? What is happening here? Okay, that's much better. Let's see, Vedahi, go ahead.
Hare Krishna.
Speak up.
Basically saying that, can you hear me? My Wi-Fi is kind of bad, so it keeps glitching a bit.
Okay, go ahead. It's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
He's thinking that if he gives his kids to Krishna, to Kans, then hopefully either Kans will die before he has to do this, or since Kans is destined to die at the hands of his kid, he's hoping one of his kids.
Very nice. Will
live long enough to kill him.
Thank you. Has Kamsa already told this? Sorry, has Vasudev already communicated this, his plan, the plan B, to Kamsa? No. Now think about it. It is a very serious commitment, which is about, therefore, he is thinking for a while. Now, great people, before making a big commitment, they think about the consequences, right? In Hindi, they say, "Pehle tolo, fir bolo." First weigh what you're about to speak, then speak up. Don't just speak up something and say, "Oh, I'll forget about that," right? Even in such a difficult time, it's life and death situation. But what is Vasudev doing here? Self-introspection. He's pausing for a moment and thinking, let me do this, right? He has no time to ask his teacher, "Oh, Gurudev, what should I do? Oh, my father, can you give me a suggestion here?" There would be situations, my dear friends, that you may have to make a choice there and then. You agree with that? right? It could not be as complicated as Vasudev's situation where his wife is about to be killed, correct? But do you all agree that we have certain instances where we have to make a choice? We don't have time to contact anyone at that time. We have to ask Krishna within. He's there, right? Basically, Vasudev, and everyone's heart, Krishna is present. So if we honestly ask Krishna, please guide me, is this the right thing to do? He will guide us. How many of you have felt that? Has anyone felt that? Right? So self-introspection, we should ask ourselves. Of course, if we have time and the decision is very big, and we like, let's say, which college should I study? It's not a moment decision, right? Or which city should I go next, right? It's a big decision. You may have to do a lot of analysis, but you don't have to make that decision right there and then, right? You have a lot of time, maybe 2-3 months to decide that, correct? Is that fair? But there could be some small decisions in your life that you have to make. But always see how it will impact Krishna. How at this very moment, what is the most important goal? To save Devaki. What will happen in future? Who knows? Right? But this this moment, the main thing is to save Devaki. You all agree with that? Is that fair? So Vasudev thought for a while, and then he examined his own self, and then he communicated his decision to Kamsa. And what did he say? Basically, I will give you my children, right? Who's the cause of your death? Who's the cause of your death? What did the celestial voice say? Who's the cause of Kamsa's death? Right? Is Devaki the cause of the death, or the Devaki's child the cause of death? Devaki's child, right? So basically, Vasudev told, yeah, so let's skip that. After considering this matter, as far as knowledge would allow. It's beautiful, right? So we should consider a matter before making a big. He submitted the proposal to the sinful Kamsa with great respect, right? With respect, and what was the proposal? In that, and look at this. This is beautiful. Vasudev's mind was full of anxiety, right? Because his wife, his dear wife, is in great danger. But in order to please cruel and shameless sinful Kamsa, he externally smiled and spoke. If he would have said in very bad tone, with hatred, Kamsa might have not considered the proposal. But it's a great lesson. Internally so much anxiety, turmoil, but he is externally smiling. Isn't that great? That's a great quality. Very, very big quality. So he finally submitted the proposal, and how to submit the proposal, that was also important. And then finally, Vasudev said that her sons are the cause of death. That's what and the omens don't lie. Sorry, what you have heard from the unseen omen, or the celestial voice. So I will deliver all these children to you. And at that point, Kamsa agreed, having faith in Vasudev's word, and refrained. So the mission was accomplished. What was the mission at that time? Somehow or the other, save Devaki. Somehow or the other, save Devaki. So you see, there we learned in this small instance, in just a few words, we learned so many lessons from the life of Vasudev, right? Can you all type in at least one lesson you learned from the life of Vasudev in this story, in this section, just this section, right? How he tried to save Devaki's life. What was some of the qualities, how he's trying to save Devaki's life. Just type in at least one lesson, one quality you learned today And I'm going to repeat, be calm in tough situations. Think before speaking. Beautiful, Bhaiya. Bravery, very nice. Don't give up if you fail once. Very beautiful lesson. You know, he failed once. He didn't give up. Thoughtfully think through big decisions, right? Check with the Supreme Lord within, right? Think before you speak. Love Krishna. Okay, beautiful. Think quickly. Yes, that's also. And how will we get that strength to analyze and think quickly? We become more Krishna conscious, we become more, our ability to think fast, think rightly fast will come. Never lose hope. Beautiful. So many lessons. So this is going to be your homework, my dear friends. Reflect upon 1 or 2 lessons and how you can apply in your lives. Like what you learned today, anything, 1 or 2 lessons from this, and how would you apply in your life? Okay. And many of you have not memorized the verse of 18.58. Please do so. And review 2.20 also. Please read that. Okay. So we discussed this story with wonderful lessons, small story, it's only small section of this story. We'll take some thoughts or comments or questions. The homework clear? Right? What you're doing? Was the story meaningful? Right? I hope you learned something new today, right? Even if you had heard the story, but I missed a lot of details when I was recently preparing for the class. I really got inspired and thought to share it with all of you. So anyone has any questions, thoughts, comments before we go to the Kahoot? And we are going to have Kahoot today, so you can get ready for that as well. Yes, Karina.
Prabhuji, in the story, Vasudev was very calm. Well, not calm, but he was like very anxious, but he was still like kind and he was trying to like get through it, Kansa. But like with other people, like in these days, we like have a lot of time to use our anger, not like our kindness. Like people like to like fight and have like an angry tone instead of like working it out. And like everybody has that, like every single person does that. So like how could we like overcome it? Because it was very anxious and hard for Vasudev to do it, but he still do it, but it'll be hard for like other people nowadays to do that, because in a matter like that, it'll be very serious and like hard to stay calm.
You're saying others have angry voice and tones, or you have angry upon them?
No, like everybody, like me, like the whole world, honestly.
How many of you think we can win more battles with angry voice? How many of you think we can get more things done, or we can win over a situation with anger more than being humble and peace? Raise your hand. It's a genuine question. Like tit for tat, basically. Okay, a few of you. How many of you think we can win more a person or a situation or with humility, even if they are speaking loud? If we keep our patience, if we keep our stability, if we keep our voice humble, we can win over. Yes, more people here. And I would also agree that 99% of the situation, at least unless you're like a soldier, we're not saying tit for tat. Unless, see, tit for, have you had this class, right? Tit for tat or tolerate that, right? It's the same theme here. So we don't encourage tit for tat. Scriptures don't encourage tit for tat. Unless the situation is, like very, very extreme. We're not against justice, right? If someone slaps us in the school, we're not saying that we will condemn justice. We will complain to the right authorities, but it's not that having a further fight will only going to aggravate the situation, right? And it's a big question and a big subject, but majority of our situations can be solved with peace. unless if it's very extreme and getting, like way beyond, then seek adult help, seek parents, teachers help, etc., grandparents, etc. Seek their help, and teachers help, spiritual master, Vaishnavas, etc. But majority, my dear friends, now you may say, well, others are bad, others are harsh, others are cruel. Can we change them?
Definitely not.
We cannot change them. Can we change ourselves?
Of course.
Yes.
So we have to focus on that.
If like
Vasudev
a
is
fight,
not
if like a
trying.
fight is going on, then like someone has to step down. Otherwise, it's gonna go on forever.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. And you have to. That is correct. And when we step down, it doesn't mean that we care about the, otherwise this world is getting so, like, Kali Yuga is an age of fight. People are killing each other for small things, right? So we don't want to aggravate. If, let's say, you speak bad to me and I speak bad, then you speak too bad, and then I speak 3 and 4 and 5, like that, there's no end. And it will start with mental fight, then verbal fight, then physical fight, then it'll go worse. So we cannot change others, but we have to work upon ourselves. You said, like, everyone is in this angry tone, and then we need to change the company too. If we are always in the company of people who are like that, then we need to watch that company. We don't want to be in that association, right? We cannot change certain things in life, but we can change the kind of company we keep. Does that help? Okay. Anything else? Viraj, your hand is up. You want to say something?
Sorry, Prabhuji, no.
The way, like the perspective we take stuff.
Okay, Ashrat, if you have to speak, there's a rule in the class that you have to raise your hand either electronically or, I don't know why your camera is off. You didn't tell me a reason also. I am pretty strict with the rules. I take it seriously, right? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Prabhuji, like we gotta like change this perspective, like how we take stuff. It's not like everyone is gonna be angry, but it's not like everyone is also normal. We gotta take, like, if someone is saying like bad stuff to you, we gotta like think like we don't gotta do anything. Lord Krishna, we gotta pray to Lord Krishna, and just we gotta leave it, because it's not our work to like take care of that. It's Lord Krishna's work.
Yeah, that is true. And we have to do the best we can. If it means that we tell the authorities, like the teachers, the authorities, parents, etc., we have to do that. If we don't tell them, they will cause further harm to the school, society, class, whatever environment it could be, right? So yes, and then if we have done our best, then leave the rest on Krishna. Okay. So what we will do now, Lakshay is asking, can we do a thing called Gimmick? Yeah, why not? I'm always open to new ideas and new things. And if it's meaningful, if it helps, if you can lead it and prepare it, go ahead, share a sample with me. Tell me how it works. I'm very outdated, but next time we can certainly do it. Tell me beforehand. But yeah, like Avani, please take over, and let's do the Kahoot for everyone. Who's Avani, you're doing the Kahoot? Vedi, who's doing?
No, probably I'm doing it.
Okay, thank you. Now, big kudos to Avni and Vedi. They are also in high school, but they're always doing the homework, spiritual homework, their academic homework, and they're also helping me in other services and the community. And I know many of you are doing, but it's all about balance, okay? So it's doable, and I'm sure. But thank you, Avni, Vedi, Vinita. And if you want to help, I really need just you can type in the response. I'm thinking to develop a website. If any of you who want to go in this tech field and you have interest, or you already know how to do it, or you want to know how to do it, type in your name to me, respond to me, and we will have, yeah. Okay, sorry, you can start this. Which mode? By the way, sound is not on, so.
I don't think, okay, I don't think it came yet because I haven't
Okay.
clicked on anything.
If this Kahoot does not work, can we try Blue Kid? Because
Which
I have
mode do you
education
guys want to be?
edition. I have education edition, and I can take in everyone.
Lakshya, which mode we should run?
Any mode, please.
Anyone? You're tired, looks like. Oh, okay, Ansh, which one?
Can we do chill art?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause we all work together in chill art.
Good, good. Okay, so while this is getting loaded, I'll just repeat if anyone wants to work to develop a website where you'll have all of your homework and other content and other things, let me know. Okay, if you have interest in tech and you like things like developing websites and stuff. I'll let you all enjoy this Kahoot and work together for the chill out and also, and okay, so thank you, Haribol. Okay, before I drop some of your responding for the responses for the website, I'll just wait for maybe 1 more minute and then I'll drop. Type in,
did you see my name?
yeah, I saw Biraj and Ashrit. Mishti, okay, good. Okay, I think Lakshya also good. Very nice, and we have Sahas also said at one point. Good, good, good. I think you all will be a good team.
Has everybody joined? Okay. We'll start now.
5 more seconds.
I think we were able to do it.
Good job, guys. Okay. Bye, guys. Hare Krishna. Have a good day.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.